Happy Friday, everybody. Today we have Steve Abramowicz back with the Mill Creek View, Tennessee podcast. How's it going on this Good Friday?
Going great. Bless everyone. Happy Easter. Happy Good Friday. It's a great day in Tennessee.
So let's talk about your podcast. You have a podcast that comes out how many times a week now? It was once, but you've added more days.
3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we're adding the Saturday CEO special, which will probably air on Mondays. We'll be recording it on Saturdays, and it hasn't effectively happened yet because it was supposed to start on April 1st, but that was the tornado day, and I barely made it even back to Seattle or back to Tennessee to film it, and we didn't do it. So it's been delayed for a couple of weeks, but it's going to happen.
By the next time we talk to you, we can talk about those things that you have. Tell us about what you've recently had on your podcast that we can talk about. I know you had some local things. One thing you told me about that I found very interesting, so you can educate me because I'm not very educated on this, is cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
I need some help. So tell us about that.
I felt the exact same way, which is why I booked two guests on the subject since last we talked. So episode 76 we just did yesterday, but these were episode 74 and, if I remember correctly, 69. So I had Scott Pranger, who's the CEO of StacksPay.com, which is a electronic transaction company, but he is obviously very involved in the blockchain and cryptocurrency, as well as Paul Bradley, who's the COO and co-founder of GetHedge.io, both based here in Tennessee, both working in that space. And so they educated me, educated my listeners. Anyone else who wants to tune in, it's always there on the library. Go check it out because I didn't know anything either. I knew of it. I knew it sounded like a good idea, but they actually explain the inner workings of what an exchange is, what mining is, and how if you spend 24/7 mining it at home, you basically pay your electric bill because it takes a lot of electricity. But the whole point here is that it's a currency. We talk about the history of money from Aristotle all the way down to what we use today in the world, whether it be the euro, the yen, the dollar. And it's a very good educational experience as to what is cryptocurrency and is it truly the future or is it a big scam? And the answer is yes, it's all of that. So, of course, in the news is Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX and how that could even happen and how to avoid that pitfall as an investor or as a currency holder. Fascinating, really fascinating. Two really smart guys.
So what was your biggest takeaway? How much cryptocurrency do you have now after that?
Well, I haven't jumped in yet with both feet, but my big takeaway was dollar cost averaging. So if you did use GetHedge.io or .com, you can do a systematic investment. So, $100 a week or a month into it. And over the course of 10 years, you'd have $1 bazillion if it goes up in value. And that it is probably a worthy thing, especially for the kids, because the future very well could be this. But like any investment, you can't go all in because it could risk the whole thing because it could be something that they just turn the switch and it's over. So my biggest thing is that it's risky, it's volatile, and that if you diversify into it, it's probably the right thing for your savings for the future. But time will tell.
That's interesting. You also had another local guest. Tell us about that.
I think you're thinking of Landon Starbuck, who is the wife of Robbie
Not
Starbuck.
affiliated with the coffee company.
Not related to coffee, no. Just a great lady who came from LA. She's a singer-songwriter, moved to Tennessee because it's the home of the free and the brave and all that great stuff, and is a advocate and activist for children's rights and working against child trafficking, which unfortunately in this world and in Williamson County where she lives and in Tennessee, it is also a problem just like everywhere else. And so she knows all the statistics, knows where the law enforcement needs the assistance and where the kids can go for help if they're survivors of this tragedy. Really, really great lady doing her best to try to protect our kids, which is awesome and amazing and something needed in this world that we live in today, unfortunately. So check that one out. That would be episode number 71.
71. Wow. Sounds like you have a lot of things going on. Tell everybody where they can go listen and follow up.
Yeah, next week we're going to have Attorney General Scarmetti on. That's going to be exciting. So you can definitely go to Mill Creek View, Tennessee podcast. The Mill Creek View, Washington podcast has been reconstituted with new guests. That's always fun if you want to hear what's going on over on that coast. And then it will be the Mill Creek View, Tennessee Saturday special for CEOs doing small to mid-sized companies around Tennessee. So if you're interested in actually being on and promoting your company, reach out. Love to hear from you.
All right. Sounds great. Hey, thanks again for joining us on this Friday, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Happy Easter, Donna, and thanks for what you do too. Have a great weekend.
Thanks.